晴らしいのかしら。人々は夕焼けであり、それが広がる空でもある。
Great, let's go ahead and do this again. Cool! Act or die. Rankwood. Basically, to summarize like this stage and the before stage, basically Act or dies by Lucien because of his natural instincts as the assassin, and it's also his first like performance, and they are ruling it as a accident because of a prop like issue. So hopefully that's the up-to-date things I can do. So yeah, let's go ahead and do 80-1 after. For our friends joining us for the first time, if you're here for exquisite Yanni's calligraphy or rare Sargonian treasures, I suggest you save yourself some time and leave now. This is a script option unique to Rankwood, or up for sale. Have its authenticity. I can't English. We offer no guarantees as to the value of the items. Whether it has marketing potential or artistic value, whether it will become Rankwood's next timeless classic or a forgotten flop, that is for you and you alone to decide. To protect intellectual property of the items on auction, you are asked to put away your terminals and turn off any recording equipment. And without further ado, allow me to introduce the first item. And Death of Lady DuPont. And then we have a bidding war. Going twice. 600,000. What? Miss Stone, are you here to ruin my auction? Placing such a high bid for the first item will only make the rest of it seem like an afterthought. I have no interest in slowly itching up the price. I simply bid what it's worth for me. I understand that it's your style to gamble lavishly on scripts, but to think of your finances. Didn't quite a few of your recent films flop? Are you sure it's wise to spend so much? I can afford your fee. Smack that hammer of yours, old friend. You have a rather talented young man here, and I'm eager to have a conversation with him. Is this about Lucia? Whiskey, please, no ice. Would you like one too, my friend? Yup, Lucian it is. My doctor has advised me to refrain from drink. That accent, are you from Sargon? Interesting, that stern, sullen complexion of yours could not be more Victorian. I have tread the sands of Sargon, but I was indeed born in Victoria. You switch between languages at ease, and your accents are flawless. But from what I can see in your habits, those aren't the only two countries you're familiar with. I've been to Bolivia, Siracusa, Laetanion, Brimbilliton, and now Rankwood. The entertainment capital of Terra. Pleasant weather and lots of sunshine, the perfect place to shoot movies. So what brings you here? Research, pleasure, or perhaps you're like everyone else who came to seek fame and glory, and most end up being market, fighting over bits rolls to make ends meet. I'm looking for someone. I've tracked his shadows across many lands over the span of many years. Oh, who? I know all film crews, whether they work downtown or on the nomadic plates. Maybe I could be of help. That won't be necessary. I see, fair enough. What a shame, though. If there's nothing else... My name is Greta Stone. I'm a producer at Rankwood, a rather well-known one in the industry, if I might add. I took you for the son of some noble or a film school student who came to try your luck, and was hoping to invite you to join my film crew. Everyone who comes to Rankwood script auction tends to have a passion for artistry, and I must admit, you have a rather unique aura about you. I was once an actor for a small theater trope in Victoria. I knew I was right, you were born for the silver screen. But I suppose that's all moot if you have any other businesses to attend to. I guess I will be going home and empty-handed. Can I see the script? Of course. This rough draft is just the starting line. I'll give it some time, manpower, and money it needs to become a masterpiece that will leave its mark on cinema history. And I guarantee you that you'll shine, even with a minor role in a single scene. I also wouldn't worry about your, little health issues. Rankwood has special protections in place for infected actors, so long as you pay for proper insurance. You may call me Lucy, admitted him, Stone. I will consider your proposal. Hi there, welcome on in Eyes Burning. We are right now just finishing, well, not really finishing up, but hopefully we're able to go ahead and get this entire story, at least I'm hoping on this stream alone we get up to 80-4. What is this game? This looks like Arknights. Well, it is indeed Arknights. But we are currently just story reading right now of the latest event that is called Act or Die. Something's okay. Oh, it goes into black and white. Let me apologize again, Lucian. This is your first time working on a film, and you just signed a contract after careful consideration. You deserve to experience the joy of cinema, I promise you. But who would have thought that a terrible accident happened on your first film shoot in Rankwood? I understand if you need some time to process things. I'll have Shelley reschedule your next scene. But I'm afraid there's no way to cancel your contract and leave the cast now. The plate has already moved beyond the range of short-haul transports and won't return until the lease expires. I thought that it was reversed 1999. It's kind of funny because, like... because the characters definitely are, like, like, they're based on Victoria, which is, like, the Britain, like Great Britain of Arknights, essentially. I'm not leaving. And there's no need to reschedule. Are you sure trauma like that can affect your performance, let alone your daily life? I'm no stranger to surprises on the stage. Performing on stage, like you're used to, definitely has more unpredictability than in front of a camera. Still, they're just plays. Plays, perhaps. Oh, Miss Christine? That's that cat, right here. Also, I should also mention that, this here, they have it, like, boarded off. because you can actually see, like, right there with my phone UI that it's just like that. Are you sure you don't need rest, Lucian? I wouldn't mind letting you enjoy Miss Christine's company a while longer. She's looking forward to the next part of the story, as am I. You're much calmer about this than I expected, but I suppose it would be tactless of me to say anything more. Then I'll see you on the set tomorrow. Oh? Miss Christine? Drawing blurry shadows. Oh. Heart a string ringed in it. Here's a mysterious voice in the empty room. He does not bother looking for its source, instead gazing into Miss Christine's eyes still as a statue. He knows she is projecting these words into his mind. Stealth and silence are your ways of avoiding trouble. You rarely talk unless necessary. Do my emotions taste that bad? It's not a bad flavor. I like trying new things, even if they're not always to my taste. What are you thinking about? That long-winded snake could not have incited such complex emotions. One of the memories of my life in the trope. The trope leader saw that I was a fast learner and personally instructed me in the use of weapons. When I held that knife in my hands, I felt exactly the same as I did that day. Then I understand the spiciness, the sweetness of the aftertaste. The conflicts and struggles you experience at the trope, those things humans call pain and tragedy, have been transformed into an alluring meal. I like it. Even after killing him, I've continued to search for him. The remaining trope cultists, the strange rumors in remote villages, and that ostentatious mark. Along the way, I've been trying to verify a hypothesis that has been floating in the back of my mind. That perhaps he has come back to life. The story that the snake is filming has quite the strange flavor, one that is most addictive. Thank you for reminding me. While flipping through the script, I saw the twin-faced seal of the trope engraved in the gaps between pages. What seems coincidence for the characters is always deliberate design of the author, Madame Stone, seemingly unrelated to the trope, has become our guide. Yet I was still not certain the riddles he left behind are mixed with lies and half-truths, as we know only too well from these past 10 years. That is, until Dalton died by my blade today, and my memories of the past were awakened by the familiar sensation. This is an invitation from him. I think we've come to the right place, Miss Christine. Obligatory meow. Which actually, fun fact about that is that Hypergriff actually used one of their employees as cats to make those like noises that Miss Christine's like doing. Alright, 80-2 before. Forget your poor brother and elope with me, Lady DuPont. Come to your senses, Second Rockefeller. You heard the messenger. There is no Lady DuPont. That nobility, elegance, intelligence, everything you loved about me is but dust in the wind. I am not worthy of being your wife, not yours, nor your brother's. I'd still love you even without the DuPont name. It was your brother, that dead man, who had been using you all this time. You're an innocent victim in all of this deception, though don't blame yourself. This kind of reminds me of like the whole like I'm getting like semi flashbacks to the whole Heathcliff Catherine like situations. But the reception hall is filled with guests come to pay for their respects. The name Dupont may be in Lucian, but it would not be appropriate for me to leave this house right in front of them. Don't worry, my love. I know a way to leave this manor now and be free from those family conflicts forever. How? Have you forgotten I'm a soldier? Look, I made this wire from materials I found in the storage room. It will take us from this balcony across the garden and into the forests behind the manor. Come with me to a place where wealth and status doesn't matter. Oh my dear soldier, your methods are so crude. What if your pulley gets stuck? We would be hanging in the air for a few hours until someone finds us, or the rope could snap, sending us plummeting into the forests. Trust me, it's very safe. I would never let any harm come to you. Is it? I think I'm gonna fall. No. Hanging wires, pulley, falling. Someone just fell. Call the ambulance now. There's blood everywhere. Don't just stand there, Shelly. She feels a chill run up her spines, and she cannot move even her fingers. Sound of fraying cords pulls at her nerves. What on Terra happened? An accident caused by an aging wire rig? And the case is closed just like that? Someone died. No, the two accidents are not alike. Belton died from a stabbing, while the actress from 5 years ago died from a fall. She hears that ominous. Where is it coming from? Shelly! Get away from there. The container's about to fall. Fall? It's coming closer and closer, as though she is the one hanging in midair, and she is about to fall. As it fills her vision, a shadow next appears next to her, and a pair of strong hands grabs her by the shoulder. Shelly feels the world spin. By the time she comes to her senses, she is standing on the other side of the set, safe and sound. Oh, Lucian, the goat! Lucian, thank you. You can let go now. Oh, sorry. Not you. Moira, right? Yes? You can let go now. Alright. Only then does Shelly see the small frame of the prop master grabbing the rope connected to the container with all her might, her arms trembling and her face red. Only when Lucian repeats his words does she slowly release it. You're too on edge. It's my job as prop master. What happened? We should be asking you that. Sure, these containers are getting old and need to be checked to ensure the ropes don't get loose, but are you out of your mind? Not only did you interrupt the entire shot by screaming out of nowhere, you didn't even budge when that thing was about to fall on you. What could have spooked you like that? Is this your first time seeing a wire rig or what? No, seeing Melanie and Michael brought back some memories of that fall from 5 years ago. Go take a break, Shelly. You're getting in the way of this shooting. Leaps over a prop box. Oh. Rushes against Lucian. No, I mean, I was just spooked by that mysterious black creature running around over there. Sorry, please continue. Unhappily swishes tails. You know, Shelly's not half bad looking, but she's always so jumpy and makes me uneasy. The shame is the scene was interrupted. I was just getting into my role. Getting into your role, you ought to be thanking her for interrupting that take, because I was about to chew your head off. Your delivery, your posture, your expressions. We've been at this for 2 months and no improvement. That rookie could act circles around you on his first day in front of a camera. I thought I told you to keep your private life off the set. It would seem Greta was wrong about you. It was a mistake giving you to give the leading role to a pretty boy who gets cast from the color of his ears alone, and 3 different roles in the same film, no less. You're right. Why the sudden modesty? Normally, you'd be coming up with all sorts of flippant excuses by now. I was just thinking about poor old Dalton. I don't have anywhere near your experience, and Chili's close call just now has left me a little shaken. But be professional. Accidents, failures, bad reviews, you'll never make it to Rankwood if you let little things like that affect you. I could learn a lot about you in that regard. I heard you were standing right behind Marianne when she swept Rankwood Awards, with a film completed in just 28 days. And that after coming home empty-handed and being ridiculed by the press, you went back to the set the very same day to continue shooting. I had to quit ages ago if I had to compete with a superstar like that. And what's that supposed to mean? No, I didn't mean it like that. You've just been so calm in the face of Dalton's death, and I wanted to know your secret, that's all, I swear. Secret? There's no secret. It's only because I didn't know him that well and had nothing to do with this accident. You, though? Why is his death affecting you so much? Were you involved in it? Oh? Could it all be a coincidence? Am I just imagining things? Should I see a psychiatrist? He shouldn't use Miss Christine as an excuse. Who's there? She wasn't where you said she was, and wouldn't have run around in a way that would disturb you. Please apologize to her on my behalf. I will. What is it that you're so afraid of? What I'm not afraid of after that accident on set 5 years ago? I know that look, curiosity. I mean, I can tell you, it's not exactly a secret. You could find out with just a little digging. Her name was Laura. She was a rookie actress in Rankwood who caught Greta's eyes, extremely passionate about her work, but knew nothing about the unspoken rules of business. Dalton was already an alcoholic at that time, but he still was a big name. He decided to put her in her place by adding an extra scene that kept her in her wire rig for 6-7 hours. Wait, oh no. Oh no. God, why? No. It's, oh god. It must haunt me. Until the wires broke and she fell to her death. The way the blood has spread out from under her, it was just like what happened to Dalton. Lucy looks at Chili's arm. There were marks of self-harm all over it, signs of the impact the incident she has had on her. Chili pulls down her sleeves, her face filled with anxiety. But I can take care of my own problems. You're underestimating those problems. This will only become more frequent. At first, only similar sounds would trigger the hallucinations, but now, even the sound of a chair being dragged can take you back into the past. Gee, thanks for the concern, Dr. Lucian. Dr. Lucian. I'm sure someone's gonna name themselves as that. I've dealt with these wicked voices in my head for 5 years now. I know them better than anyone. All I can do is outrace them, do as much as I can for fear and irrationality take over. Maybe Dalton's death really was an accident. But either way, I have to eliminate any possible risk, any threat, to prevent that incident 5 years ago from happening all over again. Even if the threat is coming from the film crew itself, there's something else you're concerned about. Greta's hiding something. We share an office. I saw a strange document on her desk before the plate left Central Rankwood. She stopped me when I was about to open it. The riddles just keep piling up, but everyone I know who was there back then and went through the same thing would rather not bring it up. No way can we just talk about this with each other openly. And now I'm being constantly interrupted by these voices and hallucinations. Pain can mitigate them. What did you say? I said pain. It won't rid you of your anxiety or panic attacks, but it will give you time to breathe, to do what you really want to do, and solve the unsolved mysteries. Voices and shadows hide in tiny corners, impeding and distracting you as you try to find yourself. Pain is one form of resistance, though fingernails alone may not be enough. The tip of a pen or a knife, with a proper application of force, any sharp object can be of help. The tongue, the back of the hand, the top of the thigh, those areas are more sensitive to pain. You're a weird guy, you know that, but you sound like you know what you're talking about with the hallucination. Have you ever tried to calm yourself like that? Who are you? Pain is a form of mitigation. Strange whispers, strange sights. Except, unlike Shelley, the problem he faces is not the fear of these things, but the desire for them. Lucien hasn't returned from their Reginium phonograph yet? Nope. He must be anxious. Didn't Whiteflower say he's had trouble sleeping? Too much superficiality in his ecstasy and anguish. He doesn't understand more complex, more extreme emotions. It limits his performance. But he's young, why the rush? It's been 6 or 7 years since Lucien joined. With his beautiful voice, he was considered a rising star at first, and the leader instructed him personally. But he's hit a wall now, and he's finally in a lead role. Listening to those records won't solve anything. Emotions are an actor's weapon. First step is to understand them. Masters said your ecstasy and anguish are merely superficial, that imitation will only compromise your perception of more complex emotions. But how? Despair. True despair will cost you what you hold most dear, yet at the same time open a new door. That OST though. That OST. You can hear it. You will listen to the whispers you never listened to, witness everything you have never witnessed, and understand all the emotions that you never understood. You shall become drama itself, the mirror of all things. Like this. I don't know if that got picked up or not. I tried to do a cough, but I don't know. Yo, is this past in nowhere? Didn't know you played niche gacha games. Welcome on in, Lamac. I will say though, Lamac, I wouldn't be opposed on trying new gacha games. It's just that with Enfield, like, basically... Why'd you sound so reluctant to say that? Well, I'm mostly... I'm mostly dying from talking a lot. But, yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to trying, like, other gacha games. Like, especially, Chaos Zero Nightmare. I was thinking about, trying that, but then college got in the way, so I didn't do it, but... Bro, oh my lord, Lord Tragodia is so fun. He's deadass carrying me in the event. Oh, I know. I have used his skill 3. Let's just say, like, his skill 2 and skill 3 are, like, by far, like, insanely the best, like, skills in this target. I still think it's his skill 3, though. His skill 3 is, I think, is the better one to M3, but... I've been playing Chaos Zero Nightmare, fun game, and the animations are great, but the Gooner element do kind of turn me off. I mean, in fairness, though, like, if you don't have, like... The thing with, like, most gacha games is that if you don't have, like, most, like, fan service material, the gacha game can die out. Because that was the case with, Snowbreak Containment. I don't remember its game, but that was the case with Snowbreak. Because, like, as soon as they started switching over to the fan servicey stuff, they went ahead and, like, started earning a revenue that they're able to survive on global. To be fair, it's mostly for the Korean market base, and those are known for very mentally stable and sane. Oh, yeah. Lucian destroyed his own voice. Originium pours into the wound, and he is inundated in pain and despair. Oh, Shalom! Blood. Ow. It's alright, Lucian, I'm here. I found a pretty fun combo of using Thorn's Altars as skill 2 and Tragodius as skill 2 to keep enemies inside of his damage circle. I don't have Thorn's Altars, so I don't know, like, what his entire like thing is, but I have heard that he's pretty good. Just not like anything revolutionary like a Wishadel or Exualter or even Lucian right now. What happened? Horse sobbing. So this is... Did you do this to yourself, Lucian? Do you remember my last performance, or rather assassination? I failed. They called me a pathetic coward. His skill 2 is a traveling circle that constantly moves and expands, dealing damage to enemies inside of it. I see. I'm no longer a favorite son of the arts. I don't care about being isolated or scorned, because my heart has already left the trope after that performance. But I stayed because we came from the same place, because we're friends. You promised you wouldn't be like them. Master was right. No, I'm scared of this trope, and of who you are now. In any case, it will even be more effective than you expect. I just hope I never need to use that trick of yours. Okay, very interesting. Alright, 80-2 after, I believe, right? Okay, yeah, it is. It is late at night, muffled sounds and suppressed screams can be heard from the proper room, which should be empty. In a dark corner, faces of mannequins are illuminated by flashing lights. Tippy cowers into a sofa, hugging a cushion tightly. The knife-wielding killer laughs maniacally. His blade reflects the bright white light. In the very next instant, what a classic! That's one of my favorites, and maybe a small budget production from 30 years ago, but it still stands well. What was that sound? I should be a voice actor, no? Phew, watching horror movies really does help let off steam. I feel better there already. Thanks for the invitation tip. It's good to dream, I guess. Imagine not using the word coke, SMH. No, but the voice acting scene is I don't know if I would want to get into that. Like, doesn't it feel better to just scream it all out? I know you didn't mean to interrupt his shoot, you were just on edge. Yeah, I wouldn't say it solved my issues, but at least I can forget about it. What are we watching next? I've got everything horror movies has just begun. Hey, why so serious? why so serious? Why so serious, Molly? You didn't like the movie? I was just thinking. That knife looked a little too thin. I think it had more impact with a more intricate design, like blood grooves on the sides of the blade. All work, no play makes Molly a dull girl. Turn off that work brain already. Have you been spending too much time with Shelly? Yo, you've got one follower on your Insta account. Do I follow? Actually, I can't check it right now, but essentially what the Insta is gonna be used for is like re-uploadations of my short form content that I'll also have, like, that I have from like YouTube Shorts and TikTok over. So like Insta will also be a part of that with the Reels. And there's also probably going to be some life updates as well, which will be interesting. I'll send like pictures about this Canadian snow. I don't know, bro. I see Limbuses instead of Arknights at Enfield. that's because I haven't gotten into the beta test of Enfield. If I do get into the beta test of Enfield, A, a Priestess video is going to happen again, and B, I have a meme ready for when I do get accepted into it. Or actually, wait, can't I just use one of my... I think I can also just use like one of my old memes as well. I need to check if I still have that or not. I think it's still there on my YouTube uploads. It's probably just like a year ago, right? So I just won't have time to look at it properly. Miss Christine? Hey there, mystery lady, what you doing here? Gets between the two girls and stretches and sits right in front of the sofa. Clever girl. Looks like she really likes us, Molly. You want to watch a movie together? But it'll be scary, so don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, phone ringing. Whose terminal was that, Molly? Not mine. Sorry, I've got to go. She looked really pale. Do you think Miss Stone is pissed at her about what happened today? Let's try to be there for her tomorrow, but she looks really tired. Yeah. Alright, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy movie night. This one won Best Design. The background props and weapons are all really cool. Screen lights begin flashing again, immersing the two girls in another horror story. Neither of them notice that Miss Christine is nowhere to be seen. Huh? Shelley, I thought you were watching movies with Tib. What's the rush? The overly friendly man notices that Shelley is clutching her terminal in her right hand. I see a sudden invitation to a date. Well, try not to look so grim when you're there. I'm sure he'd rather see a smile. It's none of your business. Your lips are trembling, you're cold, or maybe afraid. You poor thing. You're still shaken about Dalton's accident, aren't you? Just like me? Don't worry, with you as coordinator, I'm sure everything will go just fine. Come on, let me give you a hug. You could use the warmth. What do you mean, just like me? I can hear an ounce in fear in that trashy pickup line. Have you completely forgotten what happened 5 years ago? Well, I haven't, because I'm not heartless as like you. Don't forget, you're not free from blame for that accident either. Oh, is Michael involved in all of this? Well, he has to be, but still. Is he the main one? The light abruptly turns on in the office on the second floor. On desk, papers are tidily filed away in folders with hardly any signs of use. On the other, notices this is all scattered, covered in editing marks as though the writer is troubled by something. Tall figure searches around the desks, making not a single sound with his lithe and nimble motions. This is Lucien. Here. The charter has been used recently. Lucien opens the waste bin. Did I skip? No, okay. Lucien opens the waste bin and picks up several strips of shredded paper that feel different from one another, different from the printing paper normally used by the film crew. Trymon's University Environmental Monitoring signed Greta. This is unusual document that Shelley mentioned. Suddenly, seemingly an affirmation, but there is no one else in the room. Welcome back, Miss Christine. You've been taking more walks lately. Did something here catch your eye? This place is more interesting than expected. Indeed, I've discovered something unexpected myself. Don't overthink this, Shelley. You're only here to go see who's playing the sick joke. You saw that number become invalid with your own eyes. It can't be. Shelley tries her best to calm down, but the fear and anxiety is taking over. Go to the warehouse and atone for your sins. Yet impossible. Laura. Wait, what? Who's there? Stop playing games. I know I'm not hearing things this time. What the hell do you want from me? What do you know? There's no answer. The darkness follows all sound in the old warehouse. She hears the tiny buzzing of electricity. A light suddenly comes on above a distant shelf. As eerie as it's enticing, Shelley cannot help but to walk towards it. Uh-oh. Death flag incoming. Shelley. Laura, is that you? Once again, Shelley starts trembling. She cannot tell if the sound came from the deep within the warehouse or from inside her own head. She walks forward in a daze. It's just as if she has returned to that set 5 years ago where the tragedy occurred. Shelley, I just got another scene. I need a wire rig. Can you prepare it for me? Hallucinations. Arrogant, cocky, proud. How dare you, a fresh face in rank wood. Mr. Dalton said the director signed off of it. Dalton, still a star at the time, wanted to teach you a lesson, but you thought he was helping you. Are you happy with how it turned out? Is he not there yet? I've spent hours on this rig. My knees and elbows are probably bleeding by now. Can you ask them for me, Shelley? I'm just a coordinator. All I can do is prepare the equipment and the rig, make sure they're safe. Well, did you? Shelley arrives before the shelf. The light shines upon a black dust bag. She knows what is inside. Don't open it, Shelley, don't. And she's opening it. And the tragedy music plays. The hook and tether are badly worn, and the harness is frayed. There are dark spots on the black cloth. Laura's blood. No, you can't possibly know. You're just a hallucination. You can't be alive, right? Pain, I brought a pen. Nah. How pathetic. Why are you still here? Why didn't you work? Was that incident 5 years ago an accident or a murder? An accident. It was an accident. It was a tragic accident that only happened because Dalton held a grudge against you. Then why didn't you check my rig? Why? Because I hated you. Well then, that's one way to just go ahead and say something. I hated your selfishness and arrogance. I hated that you made a mess out of the shooting schedule and affected everyone with your unreasonable demands. I was happy when Dalton decided to teach you a lesson. I was checking the wire rig, as usual, and noticed it was due for replacement. Then a little thought crossed my mind. What if an accident happened and you were gone forever? Okay, girl. Girl. I can't believe this. Wouldn't that be even better? Still in a trance, a hand pushes Shelley over. She hears the sound of coolant fridging through the pipes and frost cracking beneath her. She realizes that she has stumbled up into the cold storage at the end of the warehouse. But what can she do? Bang on the door, shout? She has no strength left to struggle. The fear is gone. She feels completely relaxed. Death has answered all her questions. Oh, so Shelley dies. Phenomenal stream, must I say. Quite truly, one can say that this is turning out to be absolute cinema. Shelley is dead. Lights? First Dalton, now Shelley, what's going on here? I said Shelley is dead. What's with that tone? Anyway, thanks for... You ask about the tone, and then you're just like, anyways. Thanks for coming to inform us that another accident occurred. We're shocked too. The last person she met before she died was Michael. Don't make baseless accusations, Tip. She was watching movies with you and Mora. I heard all about it. Exactly. She was with us, but left partway through after she got a message. Molly and I didn't ask, and we didn't go with her. But maybe we should have. What? Which is why we need to find out exactly what happened. So I asked around, and someone saw her with you at the studio near the warehouse. Low-key twin, I skipped the story, boring as hell, just grinding because God knows a beginner is treated like as a homeless dude in Arknights. I mean, in fairness though, this isn't like the main story, so it's fine to pretty much skip on this. The main story, however, yeah, we don't skip that, nor do we not skip Lone Trail. I just bumped into her. She looked distracted. I thought she must have felt guilty about interrupting the shoot, so I tried to comfort her. How was I supposed to know she would take her own life? Comfort her in an empty studio, just the two of you? Come, come on, Marian. You know you're the only girl for me. Just shut up already. So, did you really kill Shelly? All the accusations are running wild. 2 accidents in as many days. And not just accidents, fatalities. Of all the film crews in Rankwood, how'd I end up in this one? Just my rotten luck. Poor Cottis. Oh, come on, do you blame your luck whenever a can of paint gets spilled, whenever a shadow dashes across a film studio door, even when the intercity net has a bad signal? Well, I say this is our big rig. Do you realize how much the tabloids will pay for a first-hand account from a witness? Now, if you excuse me, I need to make sure I remember every last detail of Shelley's corpse. Oh my god, dude. He's in it for the fame. Could you not? And we still have more work to do on the set. You go first, Houghton. I have notes to take. Abner said Shelley's been out of sorts for a while. Did the shock of Dalton's death drive her to suicide? Sounds plausible, but it's not much of a story. If there's more than that meets the eye, then I wouldn't have to worry about rent for half a year. Why should I be holding up mics just to make ends meet? Huh? Didn't the medical team say she died of hypothermia? Then what's with all these wounds in her left palm? Yikes, that's creepy. Is it some kind of occult ritual? Not a ritual, but the sign of a struggle against herself. Struggle? Isn't everyone saying she walked into the cold storage from stress? Could there really be a dark secret to this? Whoa, Lucian, where'd you come from? I didn't even hear you at all. Master Assassin. I suggested that she she fought her hallucinations with pain. She had been hearing echoes of the past, but wanted to finish her work and bring this movie to a satisfactory conclusion. She wouldn't have taken her own life out of despair. The self-inflicted wounds on her hand are proof of that. This time, however, the pain was not enough for her to escape. That stubborn, neurotic, and paranoid Shelley actually listened to you? Now that's hard to believe. It sounds like you knew her well, Lucian. Not especially. Okay, back to this. Are you kidding me? I killed Shelley just because she rejected me? Marion, do you even hear what you're trying to say? Tip, you said she left because she got a message, right? I noticed her I noticed her holding her terminal too, so whoever sent that message must have killed her, right? And you're saying it wasn't you? I'd also like an explanation, Michael. The terminal was damaged by the cold, making it impossible to retrieve the logs, but everyone on the film crew was given the same company-issued model. There shouldn't be anyone but crew members on the contact list. And what's that supposed to prove, Detective? It could be... It could just as well be Greta or Mulaney. They sure weren't happy with how she interrupted the shooting that day. Maybe one of them decided to give her a piece of her mind? Shelley and Greta are glued at the hip when working, giving them plenty of opportunities to deal with anything unexpected. And Mulaney is a stickler for the rules and etiquette of the industry. She always respects the crew's schedule and would never disturb a coworker when they're off the clock. The only clue we have is that she was with you right before she died. Look, I don't know who sent her that message either, okay? I just ran into her at the studio. At that hour, wouldn't you normally be drinking with the girls from the art team or in Marion's room? Aren't you usually the busiest at night? So why did you go back to the filming area, Michael? Oh, my lovely little birdie, are you just sad you haven't had the chance to drink with me yet? Well, you'll have plenty of chances once you grow up. So you came to the studio for whatever unknown reason where you ran off into Shelley, who had left the proper moon to meet someone else. If you did was offer a few words of comfort, why won't you give me a straight answer? Did you really have nothing to do with her death? What after working every stupid little odd job in Rankwood, from cleaner to stagehand to set decorator to background paper, now you're playing at being a detective? Or did Shelley become an honorary member of your little sisterhood with Mora after watching a single horror flick together? Accusatory, give me a break. How many times has she yelled at you for those scribbles you call work? You're hardly friends. I don't see why you're coming after me now. And do you think there's a culprit behind every accident? Maybe all those movies have rotted your brain. In the 2 months I've known Shelley, she's almost never smiled or praised anyone's work. Sure, I got more criticism than anyone else. I've had to put a lot of overtime to make a background we were both happy with, but I've also seen the joy on her face when she was checking on the film at the end of each day. And she could hardly. And she could catch all the obscure movie references I snuck into my backgrounds. If she was in so much pain that freeing herself of it like this seemed like the best of option, then I'll just have to accept that. But if someone else was messing with her feelings and taking her chance away to enjoy the movies she loved so much, then I'll never forgive them. I really did run into Shelley by chance. I went to the studio to see someone. See someone? Can you collaborate? Can you corroborate with that? Aye, it was me. Molly? Michael came to see me last night. So we get a flashback to the night. Were you close to her? I simply empathized with her pain. She needed to stay lucid, so did I. Mysterious curse or love turned to hate, which would sell better. Where were you last night? The second floor office. That's where Shelley and Greta kept their important documents. What were you doing there? Solving a puzzle. Anyone see you there? Miss Christine? Ha, I'm supposed to take the word of that creature who's always following you around. She doesn't even talk. Come on, don't look so mad. I saw you perform opposite Dalton the other day. I know how good an actor you are. You could tell anything and it just sound believable. But to tell you the truth, I don't care how Shelley died, and I wouldn't tell the police even if you were involved. Heck, getting your name on the tabloids might even make the cops less suspicious. A ton of people read them, but no one believes a word they say. So how about it? You collaborate a little. What's this puzzle you were solving in the office, trying to set a trap for Shelley? You're not worried about a murder occurred on that plate? Hey, this film's crew's got no shortage of grudges and scores to settle, and how else am I supposed to make a living? You think there's always some money in being a camera assistant? Even if the answer might threaten everyone's lives. Ha, you sure talk big. Then I must ask you to keep this a secret. Of course, the tabloids will pay good money for it, so why would I give away my golden ticket? Whispers the hidden truth. To terror. What? Catastrophe is about to hit the plate? That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Catastrophe? Greta, is it true that we're heading straight towards a catastrophe? Should only be. Weren't just by bad luck. Someone sabotaged our comms. Enough with the baseless speculations. Baseless? Found just a few strips of newspaper from Trimount's University and a storyboard.
Signed by you? What are you planning? Let me see that. No one told me about any of these new scenes. Aren't I supposed to be the director of photography? Oh boy, Greta. Someone's in trouble.
Oh, okay. And why do we need to set up the cameras on at the edge of the plate? There aren't any sets out there. Wait, I get it. What the fuck, Greta? You planned all this? Why did you hide it from us? Calm down, Abner. Maybe she just didn't have the time to update you on the new schedule or the chaos following Shelly's death. You're still defending this lunatic? Putting all of our lives at risk. Smashes his equipment to the ground. Ooh. I've had enough of this shit. I'm leaving this place now! As impulsive as ever, Abner. Real persuasive coming from a goddamn lunatic. How much of your own money did you put into this to make up for the box office losses of that movie 5 years ago? You're counting on this one for your comeback after all those investments have failed. So this film flops, are you going to use Dalton and Shelly's accidents too? The same way that you Calm down, Abner. I see you've been following closely at my career, but what about yours? How many films have you worked on in the past? This is the first, isn't it? Sloppy, short-tempered, unprofessional camera equipment is expensive. What other film crew would even give you a chance? You wouldn't even make it as a freelance event photographer. You want to leave? Fine by me. I'll even waive the contract penalty for old time's sake. But where do you think you can go, Abner? Doesn't matter. Worst comes to worst. What, you leave town, change jobs, spare all those poor camera lenses from your abuse? Say whatever you like, as many oaths as you want. If that's how you really feel, why are you even here? Gaslighting. The gaslighting is in effect. So, are you leaving or not? Abner does not pick up his equipment, nor does he leave. He stands unmoving in the silence caught between his life and his past. Have you calmed down? Look on the bright side, if we do finish this movie, maybe you'll win a few more awards for best cinematography. Wow, the gaslighting really is getting to him. Feel free to reject me once, and the other offers start rolling in. Dream as big as you want, Greta. I stopped dreaming 5 years ago. Now these latest two accidents have reminded some of us of the tragedy we've experienced together, and led others to be taken in by half-true rumors. So I'd like you to take this chance and to lay everything out on the table for the sake of our cooperation on the rest of this project. Most of the crew here also worked with me 5 years ago when an unfortunate accident occurred due to aging equipment. Hey, I'm experiencing withdrawals again. Can you help? No, I cannot help. A young actress, Laura, was killed. Feel free to look up police reports. Everything is out in the open. I have nothing to hide. But the only connection that incident has to my decision to film a catastrophe is that it taught me a lesson. Please, bro, just look for 1 second. Look. At least just put him up. Okay, how about this? I have a better idea. Alright, there you go. That'll quench your thirst. What we lack is not skill, it's courage. Of course, by no means have I disregarded your safety. For our plates departed Central Rankwood, I visited I'm not even going to try to say that word. Catastrophologists. Actually, that was a pretty good attempt by me. I had to try Mount University. I obtained a report and tested the data in the plate's navigational system multiple times. The studio plate will keep a safe distance from the catastrophe. Access to the emergency escape lane boats and will remain unrestricted. Any staff member who feels their life is in danger may use them at their own discretion. And I will be the last to leave this plate. If there are no further questions, dismissed. Also, genuine question, am I doing something wrong when it comes to the grinding summons in this game? Where the fuck am I going to get 6k Originium from? Worst gacha game I've ever played when it comes to grinding. Essentially, basically, it wants you to, basically, every week you get 3,000 Orendum, and even then, is it enough? Well, technically, what I do is that I just save. It's the same thing with Limbus. There's also the trading post, which again help you get an extra Orendum, but most of the time it just isn't worth it. Just because you have 10 trades, which you'll do like 200 Orendum, and depending on your base layout, you can go ahead and do like the most common base layout is 243, and I know you can produce it and do all that weekly bullshit, but like goddamn, do these people with 600 summons been saving up since the Great Depression? Yes. Even now, I'm saving up for the Ava Mujika collab. And also another thing is that most of these guys are also whales. It's like, I would say 5% of them have like saved up for this much, and then the rest of them are just whales. Not you, stay. Oh god. Nah, Greta, don't kill me. Greta, I won't apologize for telling anyone. No need to be anxious. I just wanted to know how you got those documents. The worst part is I spent $150 for Exu and Patu Lemon and had to drop 40 for Trigodia. Game sucks. At that rate, that's just an RNG issue, man. I don't know what to say. Because let's just say that I was fairly lucky with Trigodia coming in the 14th poll. Like I said, I did it myself. Don't lie to me. You have no talent for it, and I have no time. I'm obliged to protect the identity of my informants. Disturbing the peace of the studio is a violation of the 2nd and 5th clauses of your contract. Would you like to see that outcome reflected on your bank account? But there are exceptions I've made under exceptional circumstances. Money talks. Money talks for this guy. Not from bad summons, but because there's no way to get summons. Also, another thing I will say, Lamac, is that do you want to know exactly why I have Artoria P6? Let's just say I saved up like 150,000 arundum for her, and then later on, my fifth pull, or like my fifth potential, I got it from buying the $20 pack, and then like in my daily pulls, I got in the full P6 of Artoria. It was Lucian. Sees him standing outside the chaos. The feline receives Greta's cold gaze unperturbed and gives her a nod. What shall you do now? You said Michael came to see you last night? Yeah. But we kept going after Shelly left, didn't we? We watched a Yang and niece of Jiangxi film. Next, wait, come to think of it, you did leave the room for a little while. Michael sent me a message on my terminal. He said he was waiting for me in the studio. Yes, he had some important decisions. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have left in the middle of our movie night. Please don't be so mad. I'm mad, alright. Tippy. I'm mad you didn't ask me to come with you. Huh? What if Michael tried to assault you? That sleazebag wouldn't know his morals or self-restraint if they hit him in the face? Or what if he was frustrated about the shoot getting interrupted and wanted to take it out on you? You're like a magnet for bullies. Hey, I don't bully girls. Yeah, alright, you're an asshole even to Marion, never mind other girls. Hey, even the kid sees right through you. Also, how did you even save up that much? What did you even grind? Essentially, Annihilations was basically how I saved up that much Arundum. And plus, like, I skipped limited events as well. I think it was specifically AS's Alters' event that I skipped. Because keep in mind, I've played Arknights since 2020. Mind you, I'm a beginner. But yeah, basically I skipped some limited events as well as the Dungeon Meshi collab event because the Dungeon Meshi collab didn't really have anything interesting anyways, so because none of the units weren't necessarily that great aside from Chelchuk, but I don't even think I have Chelchuk if I'm being honest. I mean, if you want, I can show you my account. I cannot for the life of me grind anything. You know, you kind of gave me an idea that maybe one of these days we should do an account review. Like, because like the thing is that only yesterday did I get my first legit E2 of Enos. I had to buy a pack for E2 Exu. Yeah, I will say though, like the early grind is, I would say right now, the hardest thing with Arknights. But once you get past that, like once you're like around that level 80 mark, after that, everything just becomes a breeze. I wanted to ask you to come, but he said I had to come alone. I've been in a few film crews, and I guess I could have guessed it was some kind of prank, but I didn't want to get you to get caught up in it. Molly, I've been in Rankwood way longer than you have. I know way more jobs. Next time you meet someone like that, just tell me, and I'll help you to think of a way to get back at them. Alright. Well, what now, Detective? With Moira's testimony, can I take it that I have been cleared out of suspicion? If you want to make a channel in the disc of account reviews, and I'll upload it. No, what I plan on doing is that so there's this like very old thing in Arknights where we do account reviews where people would go ahead and give their Arknights account to content creators, so they can go ahead and like see like what you should improve on and all that type of stuff. Actually, just yesterday I was watching someone do an account review, and like with that kooky dude or whatever. Yeah, pretty much. Because Kooky does it. Because like I think he has it set up as a channel redemption. Now specifically here, we'll probably not have like I won't have like a channel redemption on Twitch for that. Or I think I have it set up for a channel redemption on Twitch, but I think like for you guys over on YouTube, what you can just do is like DM me, and then like if you want your account to be reviewed, and go ahead and afterwards like send me like obviously your email, then I'll do the code, and then you tell me the code, and then I can go ahead and like review your accounts. That might be something I want to do though. Good luck finding one. That is true. Like, I wonder how many people would turn up to that stream. Maybe, maybe though, on Friday, we can go ahead and like next Friday specifically, we can go ahead and say, hey, we're gonna be doing account reviews, so yeah. Another thing that's also very nice is that I can also like unplug my phone, and so it'll just show up a black screen. So whenever I'm inputting the emails and all that stuff, you guys won't be seeing that. So that is something as well like good for mostly privacy stuff. Anyway, so let's go ahead and bring that back up now. OBS. Okay, there we go. Maybe it really was a coincidence that he ran into Shelly. We saw how many she was when she left last night. Like, she wasn't all there, right? Yeah, maybe she was at her limit. But thank you for testifying on my behalf, Moira. I knew it took courage. After all, Tips might be ever more protective of you than your actual sister. Speaking of which, is she still working as an actress? If she's as cute, oh my god, there's no way. This dude Michael wants Tippies' he wants Tippies' sister. Seriously, even after getting accused of murder. I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Whatever, don't change the subject. You still haven't told me why you were looking for Moira. Yeah, I want to know too. I think they deserve to know, Michael. Moira don't. He asked me if there was a way to sneak off the plate. Well then, alright, we're at 80-4 now, so we just have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then 12, yeah. 12 more story notes to go. I'm gonna quickly grab a... Let me quickly grab a water real quick. Okay, there we go. I have returned. Mr. Dalton, you really got that extra scene for me. And it's a wire stunt to boot? Stephen wouldn't dare turn down my requests. This is my first time seeing a wire rig. Well, okay, I have to go prepare now? Sure, go on. How did you get past 80-7? I'm stuck on that one. Lamac, I have, like, really powerful units that I can just go ahead and, like, basically do a lot of, like, basically, I have such powerful units that I'm able to just clear the stages with little to no effort. And now you're acting all humble, might have fooled me if I didn't already know you were trying to get Steven to mess my role behind my back. First time in a while, Recon, good to hear. Rookies should know their place, even if you're left hanging for hours. I just got another scene and I need a wire rig. Can you prepare it for me? No. I know you're passionate about acting, but how many extra scenes does this have? Do you even realize how much you've screwed with the schedule I made for the entire crew? Do you feel any ounce of guilt, Princess? I'm not changing the entire schedule again because of you. This crew doesn't revolve around you. I'm sorry, Shelley. I'm not trying to increase your workload, honestly. But Mr. Dalton said the director signed off on it. Dalton did? Alright then. Thanks, Shelley. No way he did that out of pure kindness. Wiring, huh? Hello, Laura. You look wonderful today. Not many actors would be so happy to do an aerial stunt. I've never been excited. This scene will be the only one in the movie that belongs entirely to me. I want to knock it out of that ballpark. Well, aren't you just adorable? Try not to get you hurt though, and if you're tired, you can always come find me in my room. I'll be there all night. The moment Arknights gets its PC port, I'm grinding it non-stop. I am the exact same way. That PC port of Arknights is going to be so clutch. I have a feeling they're probably going to announce more of it on the 7th anniversary stream. Oh, Marion, have you come to touch up Michael's makeup? I have to go prepare. See you later. Yes. Wow, okay. Damn, what did Laura do to these guys? That they're just that she's just hated. What? People were saying it was gonna come out like 6 months at most from when it was first announced, and it's not looking good. Personally, I think with the PC port, because right now Hypergriff is focused on trying to get Enfield released. Because remember, Enfield is going to get released like in early 2026. So right now, Hypergriff's main concern is with Enfield. Whoa, what is going on? I'm completely confused. Why is she so mad? That's what I want to know. What did Laura do? But back to the Enfield thing though, because Hypergriff is focused on Enfield, the development of the PC port is probably just going to be an afterthought for now. Though once the PC port does come out, it's going to be very nice, because one thing I'm hoping with what the PC port does is that it also takes away the 30% tax that Apple and Google have to put on their app stores. And now, granted, I know Steam does the same thing too, but it's Steam. We know Steam is very much a great platform. But, oh man, I'm not prepared for the future when Gavin is no longer in this world with us. But damn, seriously though. We better get 10 bolts for keeping us waiting for 65 years. Also, dumb business move for keeping it on phone for that long. The thing is, though, in China, most users are owning a cell phone rather than a PC. So, and since Arknights was mostly on, like, cause like the development of like these gacha games is obviously made with mobile in mind. So that's why most of the gacha games have to have mobile like compatibility, especially in CN servers where they're like. But then again, less worry about tax. It can still cater towards more players, and some people refuse to play without a piece of port. And a lot of people don't trust emulators. Emulators are incredibly finicky. And I know this from experience, because I've tried BlueStacks, I've tried Nox, I've tried LD Player, I've tried Memu, and then I tried Mumu, which Mumu was the most stable one, in my personal opinion. But even then, Mumu does still crash. So, I am kind of glad that we are getting a PC port. And with the PC port as well, is that it's also going to help my Linux capabilities a lot more. Because at least, because just like with some of the Hoyo games, there's a Linux like unofficial like port of them. But another thing though is that because they're unofficial, you technically are violating like MiHoYo's TOS. So play them at your own risk. But yeah, a PC port essentially means though they do ban for emulators. I'm not sure if I know specifically with Yostar, they endorse a Nox emulator and the VMU usage as well. But yeah, I know with the PC port though, if it does end up being on Steam, then that's brilliant because on Steam, people on the Steam Deck will try to get it to run on Linux because, you know, Steam Deck is using Arch. Well, whoops, my um, what? Whoopsies! I forgot my phone can time out. Is this the right resolution? No. Let me see. Also, am I the only one who randomly log on to Arknights to drool over Hexu and listen to Mlinar speaking on repeat because his VA sounds voices the one and only goes Karitsugu? No, you aren't. Oh, it says I got dropped frames. And it's probably from the phone, like going to sleep. I'm gotta get that dyslexia check. Listen, man, I'm getting old. I see. Can I just be in a retirement home already? Anyways, now I have to catch up on these. Don't be angry at me with me, Mari. I took look away for one moment and you're flirting with another woman. Are you tired of me already? You've been making eyes at her on that set too. If you like a younger woman that much, how about you let her do your makeup from now on? You're 22, Unk. Am I 22? Actually, I don't even remember if I've revealed my age on stream. I have mentioned that I am in college, but also why haven't you been on Nikkei? I've checked you on my. I haven't installed Nikkei. Oh, Unk, I got you at it. It's okay to it. No, actually, like seriously, I don't have Nikkei on my phone. Or like, I haven't played Nikkei at all. Because the only gacha games I've played is Arknights, Limbus, a little bit of Genshin when it was released, then Illusion Connect, which I'm pretty sure that game is EOS. Obviously Star Rail. Then GFL2. Those are the only games I've played. Was hoping for a slip there, lol. I wanted you to say something like, no, what do you mean? I've been on. Okay, dude. I mean, I will. Like I said, I'm open to try, like, most gacha games. I just have to think, like, which one I would try. Like, I know Chaos Zero Nightmare is obviously one of them. Reverse 1999 is another that I've seen. Because a lot of people say that Reverse 1999 is fairly similar to Arknights, so That would be something to try. Oh yeah, about that. What do you plan on first? Any that catches your eyes? I know what question that one's entitled to. What else is there? Silver Palace is another one I've been looking forward to. Though, whether that's a gacha, I don't remember. I don't think Silver Palace is a gacha right now. I think it might just be its like own like open world RPG, no gacha thing. Are you a fan of open world? I mean, I basically have to get used to open world, yeah. Am I the biggest fan of it? Not really, but I don't judge games based on like aspects like that. Like, if the mechanics itself is good, then I'll pretty much play it. Try something like Woo. Oh, right, that reminds me. Yeah, no, I've tried Woo. Woo, I've heard like Woo's story is like I've heard Woo's story like now has been all over the place. But the characters themselves have been like very good. But then again, like most gacha games tend to have like pretty good characters, so how about you let her do? Oh wait, I've already seen that. I'm serious about you. I won't. Are these two dating? What's going on here? People thought it was too basic at the start, and they've improved writing a lot. A largely positive reception was received for the most recent one. Like, the thing was is that it was also Kuro Games' like first big like release as well. And the thing is that I do know that they can make a good story. I have seen it with Punishing Grey Raven that they can do it. Though, would I try Wua again? It kind of depends. I won't talk to her from now on, I swear. You swear? I swear! Marion is not impressed. I'm familiar with your vices by now, but this is an important time for your career. Don't screw it up, and don't let me down. That Laura girl is a loudmouth to show off. I'm sure she's up to something. You can do better. Keep your distance from her. No talking to her, and no physical contact, even if she's dying right in front of you. That's none of your business, got it? Uh-huh. Marion? She is not joking. Alright, I promise. Didn't they make Punishing Grey Raven? Yeah? Yeah, Kuro made a Punishing Grey Raven. And Punishing Grey Raven was pretty good. Though, I remember one incident with Punishing Grey Raven when it was releasing on Global, where, in the, Discord server, one of the moderators, or people were complaining about, like, some, like, valid criticism, and one of the moderators was saying that, guys, it's only, like, $1. Like, can you not afford a singular dollar? Like that created such a huge, like, outrage that, that moderator did end up getting fired. But, I do remember when that, entire thing, dropped. It's still not my turn. What's going on? There's something on Mr. Dalton's end, and everyone's on the set's gone over. No one's giving orders now. Look, we've even got that rookie still hanging over there. Oh, right, I remember something like that. Wasn't it because of incorrect pricing? It might have been incorrect pricing, yeah. Oh, poor thing. You never struck me as the compassionate type, trying to get her in bed. Hey, you know me. Let me go check on our poor little beauty. Marion's not gonna be happy about that. I promised Mari this morning I wouldn't approach her, but he never said anything about her coming to me, right? God, Michael is such a... he's that type of guy. He's that type of guy. Michael looks up and sees Laura's a slender frame. Her dripping sweat. What? I do remember also with the release, people got a bunch of free multis and it was a mistake, but they kept it and new players were mad, creating a big controversy. Womanizer? Yeah, that's the one. Womanizer. She is tired, but her eyes remain strong, singing Michael's frivolous heart. The wire rig is... something is wrong with it. However, all the better for me, yeah? She'll call for help when she realizes something's not right. I'll be her hero and have the perfect excuse for a little... What? What the... All without breaking my promise to Mari. I'll let her hang a little longer. Why aren't you calling for help, Laura? I'm right here, you know. It's been hours and the rope's still sounding increasingly off. Where did this equipment even come from? How could it be so ancient? Is that a crack around the belt? She has to have noticed that. No, I have to tell her. I have to. He walks forward, stepping in the puddle of sweat in the heat of the limelight to become dehydrated. She is denying everything he is. I kinda knew that was gonna happen. Michael turns around to find Marion standing in the far corner, gazing at him, and the exhausted actress with cold eyes. Even if she's dying in front of you, that's none of your business, got it? And stops in his tracks. Well, it really is none of my business if she chooses to suffer. That's your first lesson, Laura. Never be too serious. Always put yourself at first, even if you hurt others. That's the most important thing. And this is how Laura dies. You're still not going to call for help? Ah! Michael? What's going on? What were you thinking about? I came with you to the makeup room for an explanation, not to watch you melt down. What did Moira mean when you said when she said you wanted to leave the plate? We have to get out of here, Marion. And this is like basically where like all the announcements. Victoria's famous Crimson Trope is here in Daremont for 3 days. Don't miss it. Tickets are first come, first serve. Oh. It's the first time you've left the castle and traveled so far with the trope, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Are you nervous? I'm fine, Master. The others are playing the leads. I'm just a minor role watching from the side in most of my scenes. When the true performance unfolds before your eyes, it is not easy to resist the urge to run. You learned another lesson today, Lucian. Police statement on Daremont case. At this rate, there is no evidence linking the case of the Crimson Trope, which passed through the area recently. The police has established a special task force to investigate. Spire in Lupukarn Litanion. Claps. A splendid performance. You finally made a breakthrough after your first performance as the lead. The tiny black crystal around your neck is almost perfectly fit. Not the infected approaching death one step at a time. What? Your performance is increasingly mature, and your songs move the passions. There is virtually no stiffness, no pretentiousness. Are you complimenting me? Of course. Are you not going, or do you want to stay and take in the aftertaste of the stage? Aftertaste? You mean the taste of blood? Excuse me, mister, please let me through. I want to go home. I think the Crimson Trope can take her in. Take her in? She doesn't know that her home is gone. She doesn't know that some of the people before her still have her family's blood on them. That is what we'd call a fateful encounter, isn't it? As it was with you and the Trope. Perhaps you should teach her herself, teach her how to blend in, how to embrace a new life, how to walk the path that you have. The show goes on even once we've left the stage. You remembered what I said? Yes, there's no drama like life. The aesthetics of destiny are never bound by any medium. Mister? Oh. What do you think, Lucien? Have you decided? You're in a position to make a choice now, aren't you? Are you awake? Lazy yawn. What's the matter? The bitterness of obsession, your emotions. A challenge to the palate? I wouldn't say that. But your flashbacks have become increasingly frequent since we came to this plate. This means we're getting closer to him. You noticed the strangeness of that coordinator? As did you. Unfortunately, she was visited by tragedy before I could extract any more clues. He used that camera assistance to break the news of the catastrophe? It was too much of a coincidence for that document to show up when it did, the way it did. Once one's been in enough plays, it's not hard to realize that such an obvious clue is bound to be triggered. Dalton's death was only the beginning. The plot to see devices have been set, and their developments foreshadowed. The curtain has been raised, and it cannot be lowered again. And the author will not appear until the story reaches the climax. Only then can I kill him. Be careful, Lucien. I know. What I mean is, be careful of yourself. As I said, your emotions are filled with the bitterness of obsession. It's a dangerous thing. I apologize, Miss Christine. You will not have to endure it for long. Okay. Okay. Is that after or before? I think it was after, right? Wait, is it? Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, no, it is the after stage, okay. Last night wasn't the first time Michael's to come looking for you, was it? You haven't been in Rankwood for so long, and you're certainly not the type who would have meddled with something so far outside the scopes of your duties, if he hadn't been pestering you. He came to me the day after Dalton died, and I took over the prop team. He wanted to leave without going through the normal process and without anyone noticing. Without, like, telling Greta or going through the contract cancellation and exit procedures. But he's the lead actor. Someone was bound to find out, and he'd have to pay the price for it, or pay the penalty contract anyways. Unless some things here scared him more than paying the penalty. He said since the prop team had access to all the tools and was familiar of the structure with the structure of the plate, he wondered if I could. If you could think of a way. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you could, but Michael's not done with his scenes yet. If he really got away and Greta found out you helped him, she wouldn't let you off the hook that easily. She could even end your career in Rankwood. What would your sister think? My sister? Didn't you say the rest of your family was against you coming to Rankwood, and she's the only one that cheered you on? You have to make it, not just to prove your family wrong. I just don't want to disappoint my sister. I want her to be happy for me. So don't be mad, Tippy, please. I'm just mad that you're hiding stuff from me. I know you'd never agree to Michael's demands. You just didn't know how to refuse him. I can help with that. Alright, Tippy. I have never seen you so angry. Should we watch a movie together? Sure. You want to sneak off the plate with me? Yeah, Marion. After we spend some quality time here, we can go pack it up right away. I have a feeling you're gonna die, dude. Even if that prop girl really does find a way for you to circumvent the exit procedures, how do you expect to avoid the penalty for breaching your contract? Shooting is over, and you know Greta, she'll make you pay an arm and a leg. Who cares about some stupid contract when there's a killer on the loose? Dalton's dead, Shelly's dead. How long do you think it'll be before you and I are next? We both watched and did nothing, and when Laura died 5 years ago. Whether the killer is her lover or her dad or some self-righteous vigilante, he's clearly after everyone who was involved. He wants us to repent and pay for what we did. I can take you away from this awful place. We have our whole future ahead of us. How romantic of you. But since when has your love been so deep? What? So even when we were winking at Milani and flirting with Anna from stage design and Mila from logistics, you're telling me you were seriously thinking about spending the rest of your life with me? Does that matter right now? Of course it does. I'm not going, Michael. And neither are you. You know how hard it was to get you to lead a role in one of Greta's films. And not just one, but 3 at once. Play this right and you'll be a bona fide Rankwood movie star. There will be another chance. Look at me, Michael. Your costume in The Death of Lady DuPont is even more exquisite and eye-catching than Milani's, the title character. Your perfume, which you wore to Fashion Week, I bought with all my own, even those fake ears and tails that let you pass on a Volpo came from me. Without me, the public will find out that this Michael product suddenly doesn't become so shiny anymore. We've been together for 5 years. I gave up everything for you. I've spent so much of my savings, and I'm not getting any younger, so I can't afford for another chance. I love you, Michael, so don't let me down. You love me? You were so glad when Milani publicly revealed our relationship the day Dalton died, weren't you? To everyone else, I'm the troublemaking playboy, while you're the poor, suffering girlfriend who gave everything only to get nothing in return but mockery? How very sympathetic, huh? And what part of that is a lie? You said it yourself, you're just investing in a product. Investments cost money. If you'd have invested in Dalton instead, wouldn't you, if he had become a hopeless drunk? You're just a parasite looking for a host, Marion. This is stupid, and I'm stupid too. Well, I guess that's it for us. You can stay if you want, but I'm out of here. Oh, and here's a tip. If you're looking for your next investments, try that parody boy, Lucian. He's the real deal. The moment you walk out here, I'm reporting you to Greta. You cold-hearted lunatic. Are you not afraid of the killer? And why should I be? 5 years ago, I didn't even know why Laura fell to her death until later. You're the one who watched and did nothing, not me. You. What are you looking at, Michael? Rage overcomes the fake Volpole like a tidal wave. He sees a fire and clenches his fists. Oh. Ah. Why would they go down into the power deck? Sure, there are mannequins all over the surface, but they had to come up with a better plan, right, Molly? I agree. There's nothing to run from the raids in the tight spaces of a nomadic city's underground structure. In the end, it found them one by one and hung them from the ducts to await a slow death in the endless darkness. I went to one of the cast's interviews, and they said it was inspired by the rituals of certain Colombian wasteland tribes. Something about atonement and judgment. Well, how they got there was kinda dumb, but I did like the segment in the power deck. Why? Because it was all shot on location. Rumor has it that they ran out of cash, and so they snuck into another film studio plate to finish the shoot there. Exciting, right? Oh god, I hope that doesn't happen here. Wait, but I've seen this movie in theaters. Why don't I remember any of these scenes? Because we're watching a copy of the original reel that was sent to the ratings agencies. How did you even get your hands on something like that? Hey. It's like a basic skill of true horror fan. Alright. You're hiding something, I get, Tepe. You know, so much about the industry, all the ins and outs of Frankwood. How does a background painter get so much insider knowledge? How can you do this to me, Molly? I share my super secret treasure, hoping to make you happy, and all I get is an interrogation. Don't cry, I won't ask anymore, alright? Let's just focus on the movie, so stop looking away from the screen. Heh, you noticed. Sorry, but there's just been so much going on with the film crew lately, I'm a little nervous. Don't worry, I'm here for you, girl. You sure are. You feeling better now? Oh, what a CG that is. Yeah. Okay, listen up, Molly. No matter who I am, one thing's for sure, I'm your best friend on this crew. So if there's a killer on the loose, I'll protect you. And if work's not going well, we can do it together. We'll make our names as Rankwood's golden horror duo. Tippy, the spray painter, and Mora, the prop maker. And when we're really close, I'll take you to meet my family, although I don't know if you'll be scared or surprised. Well, then I'll introduce you to my sister, too. We'll share our stories of Rankwood while she peels us apples. She can peel one without breaking the skin in under half a minute. I know you'll love her. Now there's an offer I can't refuse. The old TV lights up both the darkened rooms and their faces. Terrifying sounds echo throughout, but nothing takes away from their smiles. See, the power of friendship will make sure that Tippy and Moira are alive. It is a rare, quiet evening. Why is the set so dark? I should have asked Moira. She was always here early, and she knows where all the switches are. The proper room isn't that far. Have I been going around this circle? Something doesn't seem right. Is this the next death? Am I hearing things? Sound of water dripping. How tense is question? Is coming from nearby. Who's there? Is another one of your stupid pranks that you'll laugh over me over drinks after work for? Come out now, and I won't hold it against you. Or don't tell me Moira's in on it too. She's just a kid. How could you make her... Ouch. Houghton falls backwards to the ground. Only then does she realize she is wearing a flashlight on her belt. She barely has time to laugh at herself before she's... What? Accompanied with a tang of iron? And... Yeah, I think I kind of knew that they were going to be the next ones to die, right? A breeze sways the ropes hanging down from them are two familiar and strangely quiet figures. The two lovers, Michael and Marion, subject to much of the crew's gossips, have met their deaths with their backs against each other. Houghton sees their faces, their expressions, the way they sway through the air, and the dancing specks of dust. Eerie and somehow scared, she remembers what Tippy said when she joined one of her movie sessions. And the rituals of Colombian wastelands. Hanging represents both judgment and dead, and a warning for the living. Until the scorching sun cracks their corpses open, until all believe they deserved their punishment, until the ropes can no longer bear the weight of their sins. And... help somebody, anybody. Run, Houghton! As she does, a thought flashes through her mind. What an absurd morning. Everyone really is just dying on this set. Alright, AD-ST2. Psst, hey, you saw Michael's and Marion's bodies too, right? Dude, don't remind me, I've been trying to forget. It was freaking terrifying. My hands are still shaking so much. I can't even hold the boom mic. You're still worried about work when there's an actual serial killer on set right now? So let's skedaddle? You want us to run? Or did you forget how Michael and Marion ended up like that? Michael even had a suitcase right under him. Appeared he'd been packed and ready to go for a while. He even found himself a secret passage to leave through. And he was murdered right before he left the plate. No way that killer's gonna let any of us leave. It's just like the plot of Jack the Berry Ripper. And there's no Jack the Ripper, it's Jack the Berry Ripper. The set is now his hunting ground, and any one of us could be his prey. So are we getting the Canon 5? Abner, how long has it been since you inspected your chest rig? Look, there's a bunch of screws on your mechanical arm. One little slip in, that camera's gonna be shards of glass all over the floor. If it breaks, it breaks. At least let me take a look at your camera lenses then. And good. I'm your assistant, you know. Don't think I don't see what you're actually trying to do. You best stay away from me, kiddo. Felton's death was no accident, right? The same goes for Shelley, Michael, and Marion. There's no way the victims were chosen at random. All of them were involved in that accident 5 years ago. You should be working for one of those two gossip rags, not behind a camera. Who said they were mutually exclusive? Reporters make more dough, though. Anyway, Abner, my good man, you were there 5 years ago. Come on, you can tell me. Not like we'll be doing anything else today. What even happened? But I come back to the stream and I see, you know what happened to Michael and Marion? Well, Michael and Marion are dead now. So, because Marion's got a scissor on her neck and Michael has a fire axe on his neck. Mr. Arthur Forwards, you have no lines in this scene. Then do you suppose I could simply stay in my room researching what exact foundation shade Lady DuPont should be wearing before she dies? That will be decided after we finish the climactic scenes at the end. which are still, I'm sorry. So that god of yours is running tardy, but I'm in no mood to blame your god right now, my dear. Were we not so far from the city, a major accident like this would have the Rankwood police locking down the plate and crawling all over our set, and naturally the shooting would be suspended too. Not to say that our current situation isn't any better. Steven, I'm starting to worry that my investment in this project will come to nothing. How much do you or Greta know what's being transpired across these few days that I don't? Oh, this is where you two were? So where's the producer? Greta owes us an explanation. Whispers abound. Gossip permeates the set, or permeates. And with
There's not a single soul at work.
Three homicides and 4 victims. The spat of murders has... Wait a second. It says 3 homicides and 4 victims. This plot is basically Jack the Ripper. So we're gonna have a canon. So one more person has to die because in the Jack the Ripper, like what do we know about him is that he killed 5 people. And so now, because like, I remember in those Canon 5, 2 people died at around the same time. And obviously, in this set, it's Darian. And then it ended up being Shelly. Then... Or, no, Dalton. Wait a second. Hold up, let me research something real quick. Okay, never mind. No, I thought the victims' names were similar to the actual like names of the Jack the Ripper case, but no. But this is taking a reference out of Jack the Ripper. Even her own heart into a mess. She hates the feeling. Right into the center of the studio and switches on the brightest bulb. The piercing light stuns everyone into silence and everyone's attention fixes on her. She takes a deep breath. I have some announcements to make, everyone. I've never received any training as an actor, so you might have to come closer to me to hear me. Oh boy. You'll want to check your personal Rankwood financial terminals in a few minutes. I've instructed finance to send out everyone's remaining wages. Of course, the families of Dalton, Shelley, Michael, and Marion will also receive compensation for their losses, which I will personally handle later. Yes, the death of Lady DuPont has yet to conclude filming, and your contracts are still valid, so none of this should even be necessary, but I can count on one hand how many of you are still in the mood to work. So this is so unlike you, Greta. We've simply run into a few considerable hiccups, but this is no time to be thrown into the towel. Or has this experience made our producer lose confidence in the quality of the film? Throwing in the towel? You're overthinking it, darling. I've never once doubted my own judgment, and much less considered abandoning the project. Then why are you... I'd like you to gather around for a story, everyone. Hey, kid. Me? Greta? Take out your pen recorder, notebook, and shorthand terminal, whatever, and then sit down and listen. What do you mean? I've seen you sneaking around with those toys, and I don't appreciate it, but feel free to record anything I'm about to say. Take it to the Tri-Mountains Entertainment Weekly, or Rankwood Coffee Time, or Persons, I don't care. As long as you get the story out, I won't hold you accountable either. See it as a reward or a punishment, it doesn't matter to me. I take it everyone is here familiar with the Rankwood Academy Awards, the Best Newcomer Award. Every year, countless students of film and television schools, as well as amateur film buffs, submit their entries in a bid to prove how much they can understand creations and the market. They crave for their work to be chosen, but because even the lowest award still implies their film is up to Rankwood's standards, and a certain Phidia is no exception. She believed in herself. Is this about Laura? Even if she had to temporarily settle for a life in a cramped, rental. This is giving me Laura vibes. So she waited for the very best story and very best partners then. Submitted it. Not to mention the pressure of living with. Yeah, this is 100% Laura that she's mentioning. She had submitted. She begged with both friends and family and got raised to the lecture some. Why does this sound so familiar? On the very day of Academy Awards. Purity to the whole of Terra. She was disqualified. Her career. She lost everything she had. Now I remember, it was so ironic because the Academy later revealed that the work had actually won by votes anyway, the most recognized by the jury. Oh, this is about her, okay. So Mulaney, now you know what an absolute fool I am. To provoke fate into a playing joke on me. I should never doubt myself. I will always believe in my own judgment and never give up on anything I attempt. You're more of a character than I took you for. Though truth be told, I always thought that infallible persona of yours was just an front to intimidate others. Come on, Greta. So what's the sudden backstory? You trying to win our sympathy? Dead people in here and a catastrophe out there. You think we'd still want to put our lives on the line just for you after all that's happened? I know you still hold it against me, Abner. Ever since 5 years ago. How could I? I mean, I was awarded Best Cinematography that year thanks to some classic shots from that film. It was the highest honor any cinematographer could have ever dreamed of, and you gave it to me. But what about after that? You hit the peak of your career, fell to despair, in just 6 months no one dared to put you behind their cameras. You still love your camera so much, but now you treat them like empty potato chip bags. Before you joined the crew for this film, you even lost your decades-old partners at the casino, yes? You hate that film from 5 years ago, you hate that shot that won you the award, and you hate me for making you keep it. You bet I do. My camera captured that Laura girl's fall, and I saw how you reacted, I knew then and there that you had zero good intentions. I warned you again and again, but you insisted on keeping that shot in the final cut. The more I think about it, on the shot's realism and shock value, the more I want to laugh. Film is the art of creating dreams. Cameras are the eyes that see dreams and the hand that turn fantasy into reality. But you insulted that girl's memory. You insulted me. Now I hate this goddamn thing I am holding. And I hate my work. You get it now? If you really think so, then put it down, Abner. What? I'm sorry if we've derailed. Now back to the main topic. After confirming you've received your compensation, any of you may leave this production at any time. Would you rather flee this dangerous place? By all means. Scared of the serial killer and wish to find somewhere else to hide? Go ahead. Feel like playing detective for whatever reason? Knock yourself out, even if you're the murderer yourself and unwilling to give up on your vengeance. You have my blessing. We've already filmed the death of the Lady DuPont with only a few climactic scenes to cover in the last 2 days of our schedule. Who knows? Maybe we can even get it finish it for those willing to stay. As for who will work on the camera, I will take Abner's place myself. Milani, you do realize I can hardly find a last-minute stand-in for Lady DuPont herself, yes? You know, I don't have much of a choice. I'm still counting on this film to beat Marianne. Even a catastrophe cloud can have a silver lining. Marianne retired from cinemas years ago. I've never understood why you're so obsessed with her. That's none of your business. But let me be frank. You won't get to demand special treatment as the female lead or insist on those rules of the film set you love so much once everyone else has evacuated? Haha. Steven, I know, I'll fix the ending by tonight. I believe in my decision to invest in the story, darling, and I believe you've collected enough inspiration over the past few days. Catastrophe draws near, and death is right before our eyes. Surely your god loves material like that. Alright, thank you for your time, people, and I wish you well on your future endeavors. And that's all from me. Well then, that was certainly something. Okay. Let me just give me a moment. I need to just grab something real quick. Where is it? There we go. Okay, 80-5. Old Alton's death, Shelley's freezing, and the cold storage were no accidents. Now Michael and Marianne are dead too, in such a horrible way. Who's behind all this? Why are the murders in the first place? And why are they so gruesome? I have a feeling that Michael saw this coming. He looked a lot more serious more than usual when we met the night before the murder. He must have figured out the real reason Dalton died, panicked, and decided to get out of here, but now we'll never know what he was hiding. Maybe this all has to do with that accident 5 years ago, but what's really worrying me is that the killer's not even trying to make them look like accidents anymore. What if they're trying to tell us that until the entire truth is brought to light, nobody is safe? Oh my gosh, sorry Molly, did my babbling scare you? Don't worry, it doesn't matter if there really is, like, a crazy killer running out there. I'll protect you no matter how many of them there are. Oh, that's not a detective hippie. I was just thinking about what I can do on my end. Huh? Michael's dead now, but that doesn't mean what he wanted to tell me doesn't matter anymore. The killer might be planning on using the escape lane boats Greta mentioned for their next move. So if we can figure another way out, or put together something that'll get us to the ground, or even just find an exhaust vent, we might be able to get away from this maniac hiding in the shadows. And save ourselves so during the climax. Molly. I'm conflicted. I have like so many 6 stars like Degen logos, Olpian, etc. But I also want the limited operators like Virtuosa, W Alter, etc. I know I should save up for the limited banners, but those choose 3 6 stars. One is like really good value for beginner. I don't know, Unk. Okay. One of the things I will recommend is that Logos and Ulpian, they have the biggest priority right now. Those two are like the absolute best 6 stars in the current moment. Ulpian goes ahead even better than Exu Alter and Trigodia. Well, essentially, all four of them are basically like right now the best of the Arknights like thing. Though I currently right now Trigodia's I think right now is the alongside with Wishadel is one of the strongest characters. Who else? Exu Alter is pretty strong, but most of the time you don't necessarily need her. I did really want Logos when I remade my account since I lost the old one. He was the first dude I wanted, and Ulpian is super OP with the tanking and stunning stuff. Yeah, Ulpian's very strong. Logos' skill 1 basically makes it so that if there's an enemy that is 150% attack, and Degen is a super good tank nuker, right? Degen, she's right now the best in her class, but otherwise, she's good, but just not like anything like groundbreaking right now. So Degen can take a back seat for now. But the 4 operators I do recommend trying to build is Exu Alter, Trigodia, Logos, and Ulpian. Those 4 should be your main priority. Now, it will be expensive, yes, because you are a beginner player, but those 4 are like the best right now for like most of the game stuff, really. I've built my Exu E2. I need to build Trigodia, and I still need to pull Logos and Ulpian. Oh, okay, so ooh, actually that reminds me. Save up 180 gold certificates because eventually Logos will be a shop operator that you can actually buy. I'm not sure about Ulpian, but Logos I know should be a shop operator soon, though. I'm pretty sure Logos is coming back, and those are the banners where you choose 3 6 stars and they're guaranteed. Before that Silver Edge Limited banner? Really? Like, how soon? I'm not sure how soon, but if you can save up those 180 certificates by the time Logos is confirmed to be a shop operator, then you can acquire Logos through that. And then you can save your pulls up for Ulpian. But I think Ulpian should also be a shop operator soon as well, because I think he came out in last year in Global? Let me look at Path to Life real quick. When was that released in Global? Because I know it's been a year since Chapter 14, so... Oh yeah, no. Even Ulpian's actually pretty close. I'm broke on them right now, Unk. Remember how I said grinding takes 10 million years? Yeah, I know. Trust me, I've had to go there myself with the grinding. Tippy, you were the first person to really open up to me after I joined this crew. Well, since I'm still relatively new to the game, I still have a lot of things I haven't done. Yeah. Once you get to that level 80 threshold, you'll find that everything will just be smooth sailing. Even though I kept messing up and getting you into trouble, you were always there to stand up for me. When Marion would forget my name, you were ready. You were always ready to give her a proper reminder. You were always looking for me, comforting me, protecting me. So this time, I want to protect you too. The library gives a gentle hug to her most precious friend in the whole crew. Once this is all over, we're totally gonna have a movie marathon at your place. 24 hours of non-stop screams, paired with our favorite drinks and fried fin balls. I want to see what the house you grew up looks like, and meet that sister you're always bragging about. Why do I feel like Moira's gonna die? Sure. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt your little sorority huddle. Oh wow, Miss Rutherford, what brings you to the prop room? Where's your assistant? Didn't you receive Redis's notice on your terminals? She sent out compensation to everyone and officially disbanded the crew. Whether you're scared of the killer, worried about the catastrophe, or want to stay and finish this shooting, we're all as free to do so as we please. So naturally, it only took a blink of an eye for that speechless assistant of mine to run off God knows where. Do we as we please? Don't tell me, Miss Greta. No, none of the crew even care about the real reason all these murders are happening. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, and I don't see why you should either. Surely the reasonable thing to do is escape and leave that to the police. Or as Greta said, you can leave the truth to whoever feels like playing detective. So why'd you come looking for us, ma'am? I'm only here for you, Tippy, the background painter. Me? I admire Greta's gumption in wanting to film a catastrophe, and this is a fine opportunity for me as well, but films cannot rely solely on the natural phenomena. I know you're more passionate about cinema than most, and you must have heard how important this project is to me. So I implore you from the bottom of my heart to put your talents in ambience building and color matching to work and paint the perfect backdrop for my grand finale. How though, does super easy game mode unlock that gives a bunch of materials and pulls when I'm level 80? Essentially your sanity will increase. I don't know how much it increases by, especially now because we now have the 180 sanity, but I do know that because of the 180 sanity, we are able to grind a lot more easier, and plus with the auto deploy just being like giving you just the times amount of rewards as well, it also makes it a lot more easier. If you are willing to spend money, I do suggest getting the monthly pass, because the monthly pass gives you a sanity booster every day for 30 days, obviously. It also gives you 200 to random as well. I've got that already, don't worry, lol. Okay. But yeah, the monthly pass is really good if you want to expedite your current progress up. So, yeah. I used up all of them, and it's so essential, it's insane. Yeah. I know Exu's event also had the or like when we got in that like free monthly pass, we also had it also gave that. Also, what do you plan on to do with memberships? Basically, memberships for now just gets access to early videos that I upload. So like whenever I plan on uploading the video, I can basically make it so that it'll appear members only first, and then after the scheduled time, it'll go public. So members will basically get a first priority queue of the video. Can't wait to watch early videos of stretched 720 30 FPS muffled audio of some random Limbus fight. On stream, it does show that it's on 720, but on the actual video itself, it does get upscaled up to 1080p. So, but it does still get stretched, which, like I said, can't do anything about that because my laptop is, or this laptop that I have that I'm using to stream right now can't really handle Limbus and streaming at the same time. So, or any gameplay. 1080p from Temu, bro. That shit looks like 360p. I actually have figured out what my main problem was. It's mostly just because I haven't been using the high baseline settings. Because now the recent video does have it at 1080p with the proper encoding. However, the one thing that also happens is that YouTube will automatically play the video at 144p for 10 to 15 seconds, and then it'll jump it up to 1080p, which ends up being very annoying. So that's something I have to sadly just live with at the moment for now. I did say I've been trying to eventually get a job, but it's right now the job market, especially here where I live, isn't necessarily the best right now. So yeah, but once I do get money and actually get a proper setup, then hopefully no more issues. Also, why do you join that VC in the server when you stream? Is it a sort of app or requirement? Basically, you know the sick man guy that talks whenever I talk? Basically, that requires me to join a Discord VC in order for that to work. Nah, who is that? The guy at the bottom right. Or, not why did I say bottom right? I meant bottom left. God damn it. W Dread. Shut up. No more Sinclair for you now. Wow. I mean, I totally love to, but... Go help her out, Tippy. Hey, Molly, what's with the raincoat? Are you really going to exploring? Moira, I think, is going to be dead. Don't worry, I've been a part of the prop team for ages now. I know my way around the light. I'll be fine. I made a severe, continuous slap to my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. But I'm simply here to apologize. Oh my god. Remember when we were just talking about it? This is something I need to do. Alright then. Once I'm done helping out with the backdrops, I'll come find you, promise? Oh, finally we get to see Lucian again. You may enter, Greta. You know it was me before I even opened the door. Yes, I have been waiting for you. Your little investigation the other day forced me to reveal my plans of filming a real catastrophe to the whole crew. Timing could have been worse, and Abner and the rest of the crew were already unhappy with me, so now I had to make some last-minute decisions, big decisions. If I wanted to, I could sue you for damages incurred by your act of industrial sabotage, Lao Tse-Yan. But I'm not going to punish my cast just to vent or assert my authority, especially when such actions would only complicate the situation. And then, more murders. The killer even stopped hiding their savagery, and everyone's losing their minds except you. You're the same as ever, cool as a cucumber, watching the crowd from a distance. I suppose I can thank this crisis for making it clear that you have other reasons to be here. But none of that is important right now. The crews have been disbanded. You can leave or stay until the date of specified in the contract. It's up to you. Your part in this is done anyways. Hardly. The moment you came to find me, you proved that my part is not entirely done. I came to magic up another Lady DuPont or bring the three Rockefeller brothers back to life. So is this Greta girl evil or what? I skipped the plot until 80-7 because I can't beat it, and I haven't been paying attention to the lore on stream.
She could be evil. Well, essentially, her plan was to like film a real catastrophe. She is behind the scenes, I will say that. Whether she's like the main villain, leaves a lot to be seen. Lucian, I'd like you to be the lead for the rest of the film.
Oh boy, Lucian. It's time to become that actor again. The clack of typing echoes throughout the office. Pero. Oh, Steven. Yeah. Ending. Needs to die in the ending. Has left too much of a mark on him. He eventually shames Lady DuPont for her empty family name and leaves her in despair. She slits her own throat. Too realistic. And do they really have to be punished after leaving their extravagant lives behind? This takes place back when Colombia had wealth at its highest virtue. And I'm just trying to recreate it and let the audience judge for themselves. Stephen takes a deep breath and blows away the ashes. In the end, Lady DuPont chooses none of the Rockefellers, and she... but underestimates just how toxic love can be. I enjoyed reading Actor Die a lot. They know how to write dudes and Arknights. Welcome on in, Kiyogami. I gotta say though, I really did not expect with Actor Die to have like a Jack the Ripper like reference to it. But here we are. It's got a Jack the Ripper reference on it. The brothers, unbeknownst to each other, each plot their own revenge, and Lady DuPont is killed by 3 different schemes at the same time. No, too low, bro. Getting stuck in a quagmire of love. But it's really just slapping in a trope to patch up the gaps. Even Exodus from the Pale Sea was amazing. I don't remember which one that one was on. The final shot of her body being pulverized into nothing would definitely be shocking, but the setup's just too crude. The DuPont's family of false claims of being descended from Victorian nobility are finally exposed. Thorn's altar? I haven't, I think I mostly just cleared the stages for, Thorn's altar, but I haven't, like, necessarily, like, done it fully. Because this was, at that period where I was, like, fairly busy with college, so... they cannot shield her from punishment. The only time in her life is that... it demands the death penalty from her. It's too neat. Steven just doesn't know, like, which ending to give. Let me fetch some more from the filing cabinet. Whoa! There's nowhere left for him to stand. Covering his face with his hands as he yells in frustration. Get a grip, Stephen Quay. You have been messing with the ending for 2 whole months and don't have a half-baked scene to show for it. This is your film. You wrote every line in the story. Don't tell me you don't even want to... You don't even know what to write. If you need to suffer to make a classic, then this must be a masterpiece, right? You've just got the time pressure of the shooting, the shock of hearing a filming a catastrophe, and then some mania going around killing the crew. You got it all, man. What else more can you want? God of inspiration. That was just some stupid excuse to get Greta off your back. You lost your Foul King contact details. Who's there? Well, honestly, I don't care who you are, as long as you can help me figure out this ending. Something tells me that Steven may be not be alive. I've come up with a few initial concepts for Lady DuPont's finale. You're a real expert background painter and quite versatile too. I need you to help me put together the best possible scene. Here, these are a few materials I cobbled together. Have a look. Could you put on a loop of Egsu saying char siu apple pie on loop for the rest of the duration of the stream? One day, one day. I'll make a stream of just Egsu saying that. And then that'll be the next Fire Fist incident. yeah, that's why I remembered about Fire Fist Gregor, you know? And it's funny because I recently did a video with Fire Fist Gregor in Murder on the Warp Express. He even labeled it all the details of the buildings. How long have you been doing research for the scene, man? A few years at this point. Yo, watch out. Okay, dude. You know what? Fire Fist will come out at the end of New Year's. Or, well, like, basically, it'll come out on, like, the end of the year, okay? Char siu apple pie, on the other hand, would happen, like, pretty much, like, this month anyways. The lad's taking his sweet time with it. I have an obligation to take the responsibility for the film. As I said, the revival of my career in Rankwood will begin once this film gets a proper death. These mood reference shots are all taken from films starring Marianne Blake, aren't they? Needs months for putting a couple second long clip to be put on loop for an hour, by the way. Listen, I'm busy with college. Leave me alone. Do you like her work? She retired long before you were born. Or, I mean, my dad really loves her films, besides classics are classics. We're impeccable. It's kind of surprising for you to... I could have sworn you hated her. Everyone's been comparing you two for years. Indeed, all those years. Is this... Oh, this is Marianne Blake, okay. It's an insurmountable mountain for fresh new talents to try and climb. You think we should keep an eye on? I'm just climbing my way myself. There are always plenty of new faces, brimming with talent, and it's hard to pick any specific name. How about Mulaney Rutherford? I tip my half off to you, Miss Blake. Today I receive. Then it took you. But only for now. Give me more time and I will overcome you. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Mulaney and Marianne are really duking it out this scene. Time to get the popcorn. And they've been rivals for a while now, haven't they? It's like they're racing to get the most rewards. So why did they agree to be in the same project? Shh, did you forget everything they taught you? When you joined the crew, you rude little shit. Go apologize to Mr. Rutherford right now. I'm really sorry. Let's not be too harsh on fresh meat, Milani. Why are they so important firsthand? You got a Litania on this Spire Film Festival a few days ago. That was just a small award ceremony. And Rankwood again. This I guess Rankwood really is the Hollywood of Terra. Miss Blake. Listen, it's good to be competitive, but this is the bad type of competitiveness. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this press conference regarding the Eternally Shining Star. We appreciate your care and concern during this difficult time. The rumors are true. Our film crew really did run into a catastrophe during our shoot. I was injured and I'm still recovering now. Thankfully, we didn't return empty-handed. We managed to hold on to some of our precious footage. But I believe this is heaven working in mysterious ways. It's trying to tell me that it's time for me to bid farewell to the silver screen. Neither the film nor my performance will be submitting for nominations for any awards. So from Marianne Blake to her cinephile friends and nothing more. I won't be leaving Rankwood immediately, of course, just moving into a more behind-the-scenes role for now. But I doubt I'll be content for long. Sajara Booker Wilson. Library of Ruina stream when? I don't have the game, so... It is one of those streams I do want to try to do, especially when I get the new PC. Your latest film will be releasing soon. Most were predicting that only you and Miss Blake would be running in the... So how do you feel with the sudden retirement? Does this mean... After Miss Blake retired from acting, you got all those roles as brand spokesman and lead actress, and even... Okay. You left it all behind because of some personal reasons, but when you came back last time, nothing was the same anymore. If you don't want to spend, then fair enough, but Ruina could easily be ran on a phone. It barely takes up any PC resources. The thing is, though, they don't have a mobile port. So, if Project Moon were to release a mobile version of Library of Ruina, then I would play it. But for now, I think right now it's probably the best if we try to get the PC, because at least by then, not only would we have a higher quality than what we have right now, but another thing is that I can stream in 1440p, And obviously, we get to see more fun times with the Linux gaming. Her retirement gave me quite the shock, but I still believed I had won fairly through my own talent. I believe that too. I could in Legend, but that didn't happen. Yeah. I lived an indecent life those few years. I have zero respect for your privacy. But once I met you in person, I could tell you've made a few mistakes here and there, but there is care in your acting. No need to console me, little Liberi. No one's more acutely aware of my fallings than I am. Marianne could switch from a hardened soldier to a poor servant girl and back again at the drop of a hat. A single dress was all she needed to figure out the ideal lightings and positions. But if I were to take a single day off, I would spend 1 hour less on studying the script or arrive at the rehearsal 15 minutes late, my performance would be falling into the gutter. A mere 2 years of living in indulgence was all it took for me to lose the skills I once picked up with ease. I disappointed both directors and fans. I never realized how many unending waves of new talents were looking up to me, and the same with Marianne. So I had fought so hard to defend what it actually meant. I thought I could afford to be like her, but at the end, you couldn't do much about it. In every sense of the term. With her final film and that chance catastrophe, Marianne received a revelation to retire from cinema. And all I could do was sigh, even unknowable Mother Nature was on her side. But now that you're a lead actress again, you've got the chance to win back everyone's distrust. I mean, you're even getting to film alongside Catastrophe too. You're right, I've spent more than a decade in piecing my self-confidence and acting skills back together. I could very well be but a single step away from the top again. Greta's offer to me to give part of Lady Dupont's couldn't have come at a better time, and now even her grand ambitions have left me a special little gift. Come to think about it, the lady is a rather fitting role for me. Surely she knows her brother's lying to her, surely she has doubted her last name once or twice. But no, she unconsciously clings to that life, refusing to accept the mediocrity of her birth. She prays desperately that she is special, that she is talented. I wonder what sort of ending will she face amidst the storm. Mr. Rutherford? Yes? We should watch some horror flicks together. Horror flicks? If you want to... You can't limit to copying Miss Blake, right? You've always had pretty different styles of acting. And Lady Dupont's name will go down in cinema history. Very well, then. Also, I'm sure you know what happened between you and Miss Blake better than I do, but I bet she meant it when you said you'd surpass Mary Ann Blake one day. She might still think so, even now. You might be right. Back to the office. Are you real or just a figment of my imagination? Am I being... me try doing that. Hmm. Um. Are we back? No, we are not. Okay. I am having issues now. Alright, are we good? Can I raise this back up to 8K? Okay. Sorry about that little delay. Looks like stream decided, or because of the Wi-Fi mix-up between the bands, it went ahead and decided that I wanted to be on the 2.4 gigahertz band, but when it switched, it was like really bad on the uplink, so yeah. But now it should be okay. Should be. But I guess I'll try to finish this, and then on another stream we can go ahead and finish all this. Or next week's stream we can go ahead and finish all this later. Madness can transform ink into his... Okay. Even after witnessing a string of brutal murders, yet you're soul-searching and brain-racking, you have come with only 3 endings for Lady DuPont. Hardly the work of a madman, no? I promised Greta I'd have an ending that impresses everyone by tonight. The only people left are those insane enough to risk their lives for cinema, and they're waiting for me. But they bet on the wrong man. The realm of art only accepts natural-born geniuses, not some dried-up pieces of crap slaving away at a typewriter. You already have the most captivating ending for this story, just from its title. While the shocking brilliance of her death, it will certainly fade after the film is copied reel after reel. But Rankwood, after all, is a factory hawking such fantasies all across Terra, is it not? Alright, sorry about that. You are a nation of liars, you fooling even yourselves. Even though the Colombian dream was born from promotional for the Pioneer project. But it would never have to eat what? But by setting death as Lady Dupont's ending, you still possess an intuition for drama. Intuition? No. When I was a student, I hated dragging death into stories I wrote. I thought of it as a cheap trick, only good at plugging up holes. When's the next Sinclair ID? I'm in a drought. When season 7 it comes out, because at least in season 7 we're gonna guarantee a Sinclair ID. Actually, talented writers could give a film a proper climax without it. And what changed you? Or perhaps some phantom pain you cannot recall. I had the same problem 5 years ago when I was working with Greta on another project. She didn't mince words. She told me to. The back half of the script was too dull, and the audience would be falling asleep. If I didn't change it, it'd bomb the box office. Just like I do now, pushing my mind to the brink of collapse, but getting nothing out of it. And then Laura fell and died. The perfect plot device, just as Greta expected. The rest of the film was panned by critics, but that scene alone became an overnight sensation. As more of a cheap trick, but rather as a sincere form of expression and artistry. Also, who's going to get the next ego in the battle pass? Ryoshu and who? Honestly, I do think Sinclair might have an ego in the battle pass as well. I know he's had it like with Hexnail, because I think he was the free Hexnail in season 5. Season 6, I know he has the Tears of the Tarnished Blood alongside with Honglu, but I do think though, like Sinclair should get an ego at least like next season, I think. I would say Rhodia and Otis are probably also good contenders. Basically, think of maybe Heathcliff or Ishmael. Heathcliff, I would say is more likely, mostly because like considering the whole like bad like. Because, like, Ryoshi Saskanto is gonna be, like, really, it's not, like, her days are numbered. Like, we all said that it was gonna be Honglu's days that are numbered, but technically speaking, Kanto 8 was actually a happy ending. I think Lotus low-key. I would say Otis has probably the best chances of getting one. Otis, Yi Sang, I think is also a pretty good shout as well. Neat. Do that. There we go. Brimming with artistry. Yeah. Seeing how you've had to add that sudden realization, all that has happened on this plate should provide you with nourishment. A death while shooting a deadly hallucination, the bodies hanging from beams, with all this that inspires you. Why not write them into your story and let that same drama be performed both on and off the screen? Because they're still not good enough. then what about turning away from those who have already exhausted their real possibilities? What do you mean? Yet still, as well as the best of performances. The messenger who brought the bad news. He's the very trigger for Lady DuPont's new fate. Oh, looks like more Lucien. This is the ending I wanted. Lucien, yes, I'll have Lucien be the star of the final scene. You want me to become the lead actor? That's right. I can't say I understand you, but I have a feeling that even if I hadn't approached you, you wouldn't come to me anyways. Or you would have come to me anyways. Whatever, I just need another ID that has a similar personality to Middle Claire and is some important figure. For example, a high-ranking Pinky, and need Sinclair to have a crucial role in the Canto. You have the most potential of any actor I have ever seen. The messenger doesn't have much screen time, but your performance added a complex and delicate core to your role that was originally a nothing burger. And I'm sure that whatever your goal is here, you won't be leaving before the shoot ends. If so, then why not do me a favor and help out with this? I'll give you some time to think over. Of course, so far, it's just a thought I had, and I haven't spoken to Steven about it yet. He promised me to have the script finished by tonight, but honestly, I'm not optimistic. If only that god of his knocked on his door. I see, changing the focus to the messenger was the only way to steer the plot towards brilliance. I can already imagine the shock on everyone's faces when they read the nude ending, once I'm done with it. But I see you've added a lot of directions notes in his lines. Most of them are quite detailed. While you were giving me advice on my writing just now, you mentioned the quirks of Lucien's performance and where he likes to put pauses in dialogue. You've even told me which angle suits him the best for close-ups and captures most subtle expressions. Well, yeah, this is, it's like you've known him for a long time, maybe even taught him. So how did you know all these things about Lucien? Because he is the mentor of Lucien. Oh, playwright. You called for me, trope leader? Come with me, playwright. The final act is underway, and as always, the entire audience is enraptured by the high performance on stage. We should do... You know what? It's one thing we should do. We should do a IS to D12 playwright ending. What if Blood Diamond and Abyss? They're merely supporting roles this time. All their scenes have already been concluded. I spread the blood of magicians, assistants, and lucky audiences member. All over their corpses have been stuffed into prop boxes, set afloat on the river to disappear forevermore. The magician herself competes her final show as she treads on a stage yet slick with blood. Blood Diamond and Abyss have, alongside White Flower, the magician. Should they now? Those two disappearing forevermore. As I recall, this scene was a new scene you added half a year ago while revising the script. During a night, you claimed that to have a revelation. Leader, come with me, playwright. The show is far from over. He is my favorite leading man. He once left me, but in the end, we shall be reunited. Oh boy. Gotta say, it's all coming over together, isn't it? But I will say though, Lamek, it's pretty much certain Sinclair's is going to have a crucial role in Ryoshi's Kanto. Especially when we had like the training classes to help Sinclair. I think like Sinclair definitely has to have an important role in Ryoshi's Kanto. I don't know, Anke, you've been the only one paying attention to the plot. I mean, that's basically what this stream was supposed to be, was to just read up on the lore. We still have 7 readings left, but I'm gonna save them for another time, though. Because I think that's a perfect time to just end it. It does hurt to see how people don't understand Sinclair's character. I do think Sinclair, like, one thing with Sinclair is that because this was like pre-Project Moon days, where they couldn't really figure their plot points out, Sinclair definitely had much more of a misunderstanding. It also kind of didn't help that they lumped like all his past stuff just in the dungeon. They just make him a one-dimensional character whose whole personality is just being a... Yeah, okay. I can't say that, obviously, on stream, but I know what you mean. But yeah, anyway, so I think that's gonna do it for today. It's tough being a Sinclair fan. Let me have a look at, how many, thing are we at now? So I can go ahead and update the YouTube sub count in real time, which I don't think has changed much. I don't think so, but we'll see. Yeah, no, it's the same. So, but yeah, that'll be it for today's stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Obviously, haven't really necessarily finished it. He's even ranked low in popularity, by the way. I thought the lowest in popularity is Merceau. But yeah, would be hilarious if you changed the... I'm not doing that. I may change it to, actually, I don't plan... We'll change it whenever I get the new PC, okay? But yeah. And even then, I'll probably change it to Exu, because, Exu gives me good luck. But, yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Obviously, we still have these three stages plus the story stage left, and yeah. Anyways, see ya.